What's up, everybody? Tim Murphy with Drift Sessions. I'm at Klutch Kickers Round 3. We are on competition day, and I got Alec Honadale here. Alec, tell everybody about yourself and where you're from.
Yes, sir. So I'm from Dustin, Florida. Was born and raised. I've been doing this for maybe 7-8 years now, and now we're out here in my backyard having some fun.
So we were watching yesterday. You started qualifying with a 0, and then going into the last run of qualifying, Rome was at number 1. But what happened?
So actually, it's a funny story. Well, it's not really that funny, but Rome, so my training went out. I lost third gear on initiation, came back, got a 0. Rome lent me his spare tranny. Thank God he had one, and he was kind enough to let us use it. And then we came out, had some drive shaft issues, but worked through it, and then somehow managed to get the number 1 spot. And
so you're saying that Rome had $1,000 in his hand, and not only did he lose a transmission, he also lost $1,000. How was that conversation after that happened?
No, we just give each other a big hug, and maybe he'll take the win today, or something's going to happen.
So you're probably going to be getting a bye run today. How is your outlook for the rest of the competition, and do you have anybody out there that you're looking forward to driving against?
I mean, all these guys I'm looking forward to driving against. Everybody out here is different. They're all good. Everybody's got their own style, so I look forward to every battle. I'm not really looking long-term. I just do it battle by battle, So practice is over with. Car feels good, and we're just going to do what we got to do.
Okay. So looking forward past this event, what can we look forward to seeing Mr. Alec Honadale do in the future?
Right now it's just roofing, but I'm hoping soon we get back into FD or something like that. I've only been to this track for 2 years now. I haven't ventured out anywhere else, so I'd like to kind of start exploring new things, not really necessarily with this car, but my 350Z. And just see where it takes us. Maybe FD 1 year, but we just got to get some things sorted out first.
Yeah. Well, you got fans in us for sure. The show, and everybody that drives with you and everybody that knows you, they just always tell us what a stand-up guy you are, and would love watching you drive. One of my favorite battles of all time, Klutch Kickers-wise, was you against Randy Noah. Do you remember that battle? What can you tell us about that?
So Randy, he's a killer driver. He's one of the guys I worry about most going up against out here. I feel like we got similar driving.
What's up, everybody? Tim Murphy with Drift Sessions. What's up, everybody? Tim Murphy with Drift Sessions here. I'm at Klutch Kickers Round 3. We're on competition day. We had qualifying yesterday, so I'm here with Ben Julian, last round's winner. Ben, how does it feel out here today to be coming as last round's winner and now going back into battle again?
I feel like everyone's gunning for me now, so hopefully we can do it again. I don't know.
So how does the car feeling?
The car's feeling great. I've been working on trying to get on throttle earlier in the initiation, which I feel like is my weakest point. If I can put that together, I'm feeling pretty good.
Well, I mean, you're always consistent, and we always see you're out here, always somebody that is that underlying, sometimes forgotten. I will say some people forget about it. And last round, I don't think anybody's going to forget about you anymore. So this round, you're going to go up against Victor Mako. How does that feel? Because I don't believe you've ever driven with him before, correct?
Correct. I've never driven with him. It should be a real fun battle. I believe he's in like a stockish 370Z. Should be a blast.
So what's your game? Do you have a game plan when it comes to this, or you just go balls to the wall?
For me, it works best if I don't think about it too much and I just go and drive and do what I'm going to do. If I try to think about every little thing while I'm in comp, I tend to screw up and make mistakes.
So what you're saying is I'm making you think about it, and I could possibly be the reason why you mess up.
I wouldn't say that.
Okay, neither would I. Well, Ben, we always appreciate you. We always look forward to you watching you drive and Taylor drive. You guys kill it. Anything you want to tell your fans or anybody out there that's watching?
I don't know.
Get out there and shred. That's what he said. I'm translating for Mr. Ben Julian. Get out there. Come to Klutch Kickers. Watch this live is way better than live stream. But if you can't make it here, watch the live stream, guys. Stay tuned. What's up, everybody? Tim Murphy with Drift Sessions here. I'm at Klutch Kickers Round 3 competition day, and I'm with Mr. Magic Mike himself. Mike, tell us about yesterday's qualifying and how it went.
Yesterday qualifying, it went well. Everyone's doing some really good laps. So it's kind of hard sometimes to figure out what the judges want and the conditions. I'm starting to learn that I need to figure out how to get naps because with our 24-hour drive, Friday practice and tomorrow, I kind of hit a wall at about 2 when qualifying starts. So I kind of start getting tired. So that's something I have to work with, which, you know, I make mistakes on my qualifying. So least than what we're looking for because we like to qualify high. But cars feeling great, running great. You know, the Divulge Motorsports tune. We got our Opposition Motorsports livery on now, so you can go to the website, oppositionracing.com, and buy merch. But yeah, qualifying didn't go as planned, but we're in the show. I think we're going up against Colette first. She's very smooth and consistent, so we're just going to try to, you know, keep it on track and focus on what we need to do.
Now, we've seen in the past events, you get a little upset and cause a storm. I want to thank you personally for not going Super Saiyan on us yesterday. I really appreciate that because I saw it coming. That's probably because you're retired. So it's
the funny part about that is yesterday I'm in the pits as that was all happening, and we're like, this cloud's going this way, this cloud, and as I'm doing this with my hands, a lady walks by and goes, put your hands down. And I'm like, it took us a moment. And she's like, you can't do that. I'm like, oh shit. Like,
put Mike in the trailer, damn it.
Yep. So no intermittent weather this time. Obvious Florida, so we're gonna have some rain running through, but. No, I'm feeling good, and everyone's looking good, so it should be a good competition this weekend.
Well, the car definitely looks like it's dialed in. Looks like you worked out those issues, and you're ripping it out there. So we're definitely rooting for you. You have any battles or anybody in particular you're really looking forward to go against?
Looking at the bracket, I know if I make it past my first battle, I have, and he makes it past his first battle, it would be Adam LZ. Okay. So he's a good driver, so I always like to drive with drivers that are, you know, pushing that limit. I think after that, if I looked at the bracket, if they win their battles, there's Rome Charpentier's on there. So our path to the top four, you know, it's going to involve some FD drivers, which I'm okay with. Yeah, we're just looking forward to together and just doing what we do.
Yeah, we've never seen you shy down from a battle ever, and that's what makes you so exciting to watch. And that's why you have so many fans and people that follow you, because you run what you brung, you're going to go full out every time, and that's what makes you exciting. Is there any type of mindset changes or anything that you go from qualifying into competition?
Honestly, I've been trying to dial in just as my essence of drifting. I come back from like the 04 days of like dynamic entries, and there's a lot of personality in driving. So I kind of have a certain type of entry I like to do. This track doesn't really cater that well to it because you throw too much angle too soon, you can't get to their zone. So my rewiring has honestly been just, the one thing I hate doing is holding e-brake, because here it seems like the longer I hold e-brake on entry, the farther I can get into the right zone. Yeah. So it's like fighting myself in that sense that I have to hold it a little longer than I'd like, because I always like to get back on the gas. Yeah. But it's just adjusting my desires for what I need to do to win. So that's kind of my adjustments.
Yeah, I know sometimes you hold the e-brake, it feels like an eternity.
Yeah, well, to me, every time I pull it, I have a thing where I'm like, nope, because you're slowing down. Right. And I try to keep all my momentum moving forward, and I'll use like some brake transition angle to address that. But in layouts that have a little different corners, sometimes there's nothing you can do about it. So I've kind of had to just fall into line with that. And I think last couple practice runs, actually, I learned that from following some people that are floating out there, realizing they're grabbing more e-brake, and just kind of focusing on the right line to give myself the best possibility to win.
Well, Mike, you're always the #1 contender. We appreciate your time. We're going to let you get back to doing what you got to do, and we're going to get back underneath the tent. All right, everybody, stay tuned. What's up, everybody? The line, we have the #1 qualifier, Mr. Alec Hunadale, going against Willie Espinoza. Alec will be leading. And this top 32 is sponsored by Kensei Wheels. We want to thank Kensei Wheels for being a official sponsor of the $100,000 Drift Series. Without the sponsors, we wouldn't make this happen. But here they go. Alec Hunadale right out the gate. Willie trying to get right on his back bumper. Alec pulling a little gap. Wow, actually now it's turning into a big gap as they make a way through outer zone number 1. Wow, look at all the angle as Alec pulls out of outer zone number 1. Willie jumping right back on his back bumper though. Alec always putting on a clinic when he runs that lead line right on the outer edge. Tons of smoke. There he is. Willie coming out of the smoke, able to keep it in drift. But what a lead run from the number 1 qualifier, Mr. Alec Hunadale.
Yeah, not only number 1 qualifier, but number 1 in points. So this is he needs to make the move here to stay up on top. But I mean, Willie Espinosa dropping back pretty far on the initiation there, and then but Alec Hunadale always doing a lead run for the books.
Always doing that almost 100-point lead run. There's a reason why he's number 1 qualifier. There's a reason why he's the points leader, and he's out here and he's showing the crowd and showing the fans what it is to watch drifting. Yeah, but and how exciting it can be.
But you got to be careful because Willie is in a weapon of a car himself. So I mean, anything can happen at this moment.
Absolutely. So now as they switch positions, Mr. Willie Espinosa will lead and Alec will give chase.
Yeah, the Willie's in definitely in a tough spot to be able to replicate the kind of angle and tenacity and that Alec unleashed upon the first outer zone.
But here they go. No. Anything can happen. Oh. As we're about to start, Willie Pupi Espinosa gonna lead. Alec gonna give chase. Anything can happen. And we've seen it before, and we could see it again. Willie, nice initiation. Alec right on his back bumper as they make their way through the first outer zone, past into the touch and go. And Alec dropping back slightly, but be able to surge forward almost on the door of Willie Espinosa as they come out of outer zone number 2. Man, Alec is right there with Willie. Willie able to pull like almost a car gap as they made the transition. Looks like he dropped the tire, but that was a great lead run by Mr. Willie Espinosa.
That was a great lead run, and you can see where Alec kind of dropped back going into the touch and go to give Willie enough space to transition there. Here's actually the run on replay. You can see they enter early and they are able to make it all to the outer zone there. Actually, Alec having a better line in the chase run there. Transitioning into outer zone 2, Alec really putting it on Willie there through outer zone 2. But this is where Alec actually throws a little too much angle before transitioning and losing a lot of space, but he makes it right back up. Right. So as far as a chase run, I have to go.
And that replay was brought to you by BC Racing, sponsoring our instant replays, and the top 32, which is sponsored by the Kensei Wheels.
So the judges deliberating exactly how to go about this. This is a tough call, but still, I mean, with that chase run by Alec Hunadale, I mean,
it was great. They were both great runs. Yeah. It's not something that obviously it wasn't clearly decisive because the judges are up in the tower still talking about it. They do have a time limit. I believe it's 10 to 15 minutes or something like that to make the decision. But typically, I don't think they've ever gone that long.
No, they're not gonna they're not gonna take that long for the decision. Hopefully not, at least. But Alec, let's go back to his lead run. That was a clinic out there. I mean, right on the line. The amount of angle he was pulling through the entire course, the transitions. It's very hard to match. But Willie did his own lead run of his own that was pretty nice. Nice.
Yeah, Willie Espinosa and the King's Performance FD RX7 LS powered. And of course we know Alec in his ISR S14, both great drivers. Like I said, Alec is the points leader.
He does have 7 wins, 1 loss.
Wow. So Alec definitely the Willie is would be considered the underdog in this battle. So, but he did enough to make it hard for the judges. So he may be able to squeak out a victory. It is possible.
We do have a verdict. It's Alec Hunadale with the win.
There you go. Alec Hunadale gets the win. He's going to move on into the top 16.
And he's going to battle one of the next 2 gentlemen. This battle is a big one. Nate Hamilton versus Ben Julian. Ben Julian qualifying 16th, Nate Hamilton in 17th. But more importantly, in the championship, Ben Julian's number 2 and Nate Hamilton is number 4. So if they want to go for this championship push, this is one of the battles that they absolutely have to win because it's against a contender.
Yeah, this could definitely be a tail of the tape as far as how the championship plays out.
Yeah, I'm sure Alex's team is going to be paying attention to this next battle.
And those of you that are watching on the live stream, we are in the Kensei Wheels Top 32. You can watch the live bracket if you log on to ClutchKickers.com. You can see the bracket is being updated constantly. We are working our way as well through the left side of the bracket. From the top down, and then after those battles are done, we will go over to the right side of the bracket and work our way from the top down so you can follow your favorite driver.
Okay, so both drivers are on the line. As you can see, Ben Julian didn't qualify higher, so he is going to lead first.
And away they go. Ben Julian leading out the gate. Nate Hamilton almost right on his back bumper. This is going to be a great battle, folks. Man, Nate Hamilton almost right on the door of that little Miata as they make their way around. Ben Julian coming off last round's victory, taking out both of the touch-and-go cones. We'll see how that weighs in the judges' eyes, but Nate Hamilton is really applying the pressure as they come out of outer zone number 2. Oh, he got some cones there that were batted in the way by, maybe that was a tactic. You think he said, I'm going to put these cones over here, try Nate Hamilton up. I don't know. It doesn't look like it worked. Wow, that was a hand clapper for sure.
A battle of titans for sure. I mean, you could see Nate Hamilton was all over Ben Julian. Ben Julian making a couple of mistakes by hitting a couple cones. Here we go with the initiation into Outer Zone 1. They fill Outer Zone 1 pretty good with Nate Hamilton in tow, with Ben Julian leading. But that's where Ben Julian hit those 2 cones on the touch and go there. Filling Outer Zone 2 very well with a slight tire drop. I saw a little puff of dirt in person there, but Nate Hamilton just going everywhere Ben Julian goes. Man, that's going to be a tough one for Ben Julian to match up to.
That's for sure.
Because Nate's car is very fast. So let's see what happens here.
All right, they're switching roles. Ben Julian, no slouch in the chase for sure. Nate Hamilton, he's going all out drag racing as they make their way into the initiation. Ben Julian right there with Nate Hamilton. It's almost like a mirror run, and they swap positions. This is a great battle, folks. Well, he took one of the 2 cones out, Nate Hamilton did, as they made it to a touch and go. Ben right on the back bumper, or back quarter panel of Nate Hamilton as they make their way around. There you go. Ben surging in, almost painting the back. Wow.
Oh my God.
That was another great run. I could see this going one more time.
I could see it too. This is one heck of a battle. I mean, I thought Nate Hamilton might have ran away with it, but here we go. This is showing that's the final outer zone right there in the PC Racing replay. Yeah, that's so we didn't get the whole thing. I wanted to see a little bit more of what happened through there.
But it was almost like it was like they changed positions, but the run didn't really change. You had great proximity, you had great lead runs. The only thing I could see the judges picking apart is Ben Julian taking out 2 of the touch-and-go cones, and Nate Hamilton only taking out 1. So that's going to be the major deciding factor, at least from what I understand and what the judges are looking for. They're looking for the drivers to put the car in the right place, but not extend too much beyond that. And I believe that Ben Julian might have done that, but that's going to be for the judges to decide.
Yeah, so just waiting on this decision here. Remember, these are number 2 and number 4 in the championship points as far as today, qualifying 16th and 17th for Ben Julian and Nate Hamilton, respectively. So this is definitely a heavy hitter battle.
Right, and like you said, it has championship implications as far as who wins and who loses. It could make a major difference in the way this plays out, provided both of these drivers compete in round 4 and round 5 as well.
Yeah, while there's still plenty of time to...
We got a result, and Nate Hamilton gets the win.
Okay. Nate Hamilton gets the win.
Wow, so Ben, unfortunately, not able to repeat his performance from round 2, is going to have to pack it in early for today. Definitely gave Nate Hamilton a run for his money, and it's great to see that Nate Hamilton was able to work out the issues with his car.
Absolutely. But moving on, we're going to be going on to number 9 qualifier, Keoni Rodrigues versus number 24 qualifier, Dustin Miles. Dustin, both of these in S chassis. Are we getting information?
No, you can keep.
Okay. Both NS chassis, very different, theories on how they should work. One having an LS with Keoni Rodrigues, and Dustin Miles.
They're tied in the wins and losses category. Keoni Rodrigues got 4 overall wins, 2 losses, and same as Dustin Miles, 4 overall wins and 2 losses this season. They have yet to battle each other, though.
And speaking of championships, Dustin Miles is 6th in the championship, while Keoni Rodrigues is 11th. So these drivers, as I said, there's still a lot of battles to go throughout the rest of the season, but the push to the championship starts now. So
you got that right.
So we got both drivers at the line here. We're waiting for the call. There it is. They're getting the thumbs up, and the lights are coming on.
And here we go. Keoni Rodrigues, hailing from the beautiful islands of Hawaii, makes his way down the track into lead position with that faint entry everybody knows him for. But Dustin Miles not letting it phase him as he jumps almost right on that back quarter panel, coming through outer zone number 1. Keoni taking out that inside clip. So we're going to have to be careful to stay on the line. It is Mr. Keoni Rodrigues as he makes his way out through outer zone number 2. But Dustin Miles of Styles, getting right on his door, trying to trade a little paint, put some rubber on that door as they make their way out of outer zone number 3. That was a great battle. Look at Dustin excited, slapping outside of his car. He is happy. Yeehaw!
Great battle there. Yeah, Dustin Miles really putting on the pressure here, as we could see both drivers initiating, going into the outer zone 1. Not really filling it out, but Dustin Miles staying right there with Keoni Rodrigues. They're going through the touch and go there, transitioning into the outer zone 2, and this is where you see Dustin Miles really putting a lot of pressure. A little shallow on the angle and line, but just still the proximity really putting on a show. And then there he goes through outer zone 3 with the same proximity.
All right. Well, now they're back up at the line, trading positions. Keoni put down a great lead run. He did take out that inside clip, so we'll see what the judges think about that when it comes time to deliberate. But right now, Dustin Miles of Styles, he's going to lead. Keoni Rodrigues he's going to get chased as they make it down the track. Nice initiation by Dustin Miles of Styles, but Keoni not giving him an inch as they make it out of outer zone number 1. Nice flick into the touch and go, Mr. Dustin Miles of Styles, but Rodrigues right there on his door. This is another insane battle, folks. Let's see as Dustin makes a transition. Keoni pops out of the smoke, making it almost on the door. Another battle that's almost a mirror image of the previous. Give it a hand. Give these guys a hand, folks. They're putting up a show.
Incredible.
This is turning out to be Kensei Wheels' top 32 battles are insane.
Yeah, so let's see if we can get right here into the BC Racing replay. You can see the initiation nice and early going into outer zone 1. Actually, Dustin Miles does a slightly better job than Rodrigues did in that section. Here comes Rodrigues into outer zone 2, but you can see kind of loses a lot of angle following Dustin Miles through there. Transitioning here, very aggressive by both drivers. You can see Rodrigues really putting on the pressure through outer zone 3. I don't know. I don't want to
make that call.
No, it's. I mean, I could see it going either way.
I don't know. What do you think, Ben?
I mean, look, I'm just looking at the stats.
Yeah.
I mean, they're evenly matched from what I'm seeing over here.
Oh, yeah, 4-2, 4-2.
And what we're seeing in front of us as well.
Yeah, so I'd hate to be a judge right now, really.
Oh, that's for sure. Speaking of our judges, Mr. Officer Dan Burkhead, Dwayne Ramsey, and Mr. Will Parsons combined about 50 years of drifting experience. blah, 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 blah.
You like to drift?
I like to drift. I like to drift, yes. 50 years of drift experience among the 3 of them. No stranger to competition, no stranger to running events, so we're excited to have them. Oh, it got quiet really quick, didn't it?
Yeah, he shut that car off, Keoni Rodrigues. That LS does make a bit of a racket.
And no, you were telling us that that's not Keoni Rodrigues' original car they competed with last time. Is that correct?
No, I've heard that's actually his wife's car.
His wife's car.
He uses actually an S13 with a 2JZ. instead. So this is a little bit different. It's an S14, so still in the S chassis family, but LS powered. This is that, which makes it a little bit different to drive.
I'm missing that Hawaiian flag cutting through the smoke.
Yeah.
Very proud of their homeland over there in the Hawaiian Islands, and they usually are rocking or sporting that Hawaiian flag loud and proud. And it's beautiful to see as it cuts through the smoke as it comes through. So maybe we can get them to put that on for the next round.
Yeah, it makes it easier for you to see where he's at the track, especially if he's chasing somebody that's putting out a lot of smoke.
That's right. That's right.
Yep. So.
But how do you guys feel about him in this car compared to his S13?
It's hard to say. I mean, he's doing well here with that car. I enjoy the Jay-Z sounds, so I have to say I like the other one better.
Yeah, I would say that actually from what I can see in this car, it almost seems like it has a little bit less power than the other car. It seems like he has to drive this one a little harder.
Well, you better be right on that one, because
I could be wrong, but that's my observation.
Which happens quite frequently. Yeah. Just kidding. Just kidding. Anyhow, like we said before, the top 32 brought to you by Kansai Wheels. As we're waiting for the judges to deliberate, I'm going to go ahead and thank our sponsors. But I'm going to hold that thought.
We got it one more time.
One more time. A well-warranted one more time.
Yeah, definitely see that.
And then let me get back to my thought and thank our sponsors. Without our sponsors, they really help not just the event to put it on, right? They bring a lot of opportunity for these drivers as these drivers are building programs, right, to either go pro and carry what they're learning here into FD. These sponsors definitely deserve our gratitude, and that would be the Island Resort Hotel located right on the beach. Beautiful hotel. BC Racing Coilovers. All I can say is enough said, right? Everybody knows BC Racing. Drift HQ, Grip Royal, Ignite Racing Fuel, Nitrous Outlet, RTS, Race Tech Services. Like I said before, Top 32 brought to us by Kansai Wheels, Tire Streets, Action Clutch, Liquid Moly, Cosmo Tires, ECU Masters, and our vendors today. Klutch Kickers out here selling their merch. They got the new design from the Tornado design, which Noel has. Island Resort Hotel, Grip Royal, Kansai Wheels, Cosmo Tires, Liquid Moly, High Octane Coffee, Dippin' Dots, Bubba Tea by Chop Chop Asian Bistro, the United States Marines, T-Mobile, and Valhalla Hatchet Axe Throwing. Axe Throwing. Man, that's a tongue twister.
We're going to move on to the next battle. They're going to grab fuel and tires, and then they will be back for their one more time.
Yeah, those cars smoke up tires, so they definitely have to get some new ones. But on the line right now, number 8 qualifier, Troy Manners, going up against number 25 qualifier, Marco Garza. Troy Manners in that BRZ versus the IS300 of Marco Garza. So
I love that IS.
I actually like both cars. They're both very...
Well, I'm not saying anything about the BRZ. I love 4 doors.
Yeah,
and I love BN Sports Kits.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with that. I do definitely love the style of 4 doors with that arrow.
Yep, and there we go. Troy Manners. He's going to lead Marco Garza out of Central Florida. Going to give chase. Marco going to get right on the back door or back bumper of Troy Manners as they make their way through Outers. Wow, Marco surging forward for a second, dropping back slightly. Troy putting a lot of angle coming out of Outer Zone. Number 1, Marco right there with him as he gets back on his door, trying to close that gap as they work their way through Outer Zone number 2 into the final transition. Marco, whoa! Wow, surging forward, didn't come out of drift, but had to make a major correction as they went into Outer Zone number 3. That was exciting.
That was a leap.
That was a leap of faith.
Yeah. Once again, rip headphone users. We have a tendency to do this. Let's look at the BC Racing replay here. We can see the initiation by Troy Manners nice and early. Goes all the way out to the Outer Zone 1 there. Here comes Marco Garza with a great attack, although that's not really the area to attack. Going through Outer Zone 2, Marco Garza still trying to make that make it work, but man, right there he kind of cuts the track a little bit to make up the proximity, while Troy Manners still having a great run. That was the BC Racing replay.
Okay, switching sides.
And as they swap over, we can see that IS300 of Marco Garza coming out of Central Florida. And you have Troy Manners in that beautiful blue. Is that FRS or is that a BRZ?
He calls it a BRZ, and it's got a BRZ front bumper. So,
Okay, so that's a Subaru BRZ,
go.
but it doesn't sound like a BRZ, does it?
No, definitely
Definitely
not.
doesn't. But here they go. They're getting ready, getting the okay from the line. And they're getting ready to send it. And here we go, Marco and Troy. Part 2 of this battle. Troy getting a little roll start as they make their way. Garza full throttle all the way down the track, both initiating. And Marco, wow, Marco actually pulling about a car and a half gap from Troy. Let's see if Troy can close that gap. Wow, Troy almost right on the diving in that touch and go. Very dangerous spot of the track to be diving in. And they make their way through outer zone number 2. Let's see what happens. Wow, Marco throwing a lot of angle right in to the switchback before outer zone number 3, keeping it nice and wide. Troy Manners right there with him. Very exciting. I love those IS 300s. I can hear the crowd clapping. People are excited.
Absolutely. So let's take a look at the BC Racing replay here. We can see Marco Garza leading Troy Manners into outer zone 1 with a gap. So this is something new, but here comes Troy Manners with an attack into the touch and go. And then from here on out, from the rest of the run, Troy is actually sticking to Marco throughout the rest of the run. Nice amount of angle from Marco.
Yeah.
Right there through outer zone 3. So let's see what
Maybe you're going to fault Marco for that little surge into the dirt there.
That could be the deciding factor.
That could be it.
Troy Manners gets a win. So I guess they did.
It's a win.
There you go. Troy Manners. Unfortunately, Marco, you're going to have to pack it in for today. But I know Marco will be back bigger and better next time.
Yep. So let's see if we're going to go back to Dustin Miles versus Keoni Rodrigues, or are we going to see number 5 qualifier of Dirk Stratton versus number 28 of Emerson Nogueira. So.
And for all you guys that are out there just tuning in, if you are just joining us, we are in the Kensei Wheels Top 32 battle. We are working our way through the bracket. The bracket is live and being updated constantly, so if you want to know if your favorite driver has gone yet, just please go to the Klutch Kickers website, watch the live bracket. It's updated constantly. We are working our way from the top of the left side of the bracket down and then over to the right side of the bracket from the top and working our way down. So if you're not sure if your guy went, that's the place to check.
Well, and if you don't want to watch the live stream or you don't want to follow along, why don't you plan a trip to come out here to the Klutch Kickers event?
So next up, it looks like it will be Dirk Stratton.
We're going to go back to the one more time between Keoni
And Dustin Miles.
Okay.
Keoni Rodrigues qualifying number 9, Dustin Miles qualifying number 24. And we can see here comes Keoni in that beautiful black S14 on work VSKF wheels there.
Oh yeah, nice wheels.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, those are pretty expensive wheels too, aren't they?
Yeah, they're very expensive, especially with the way market is going now.
Yeah.
But yeah, the sliding Hawaiian. Actually, I don't know if we could use that. I think somebody else might have
What's
that
that?
already. Sliding Hawaiian.
Sliding Hawaiian?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I've never heard of it before, but if
yeah.
it's out there, I'm sure he's heard of it.
Yeah. Or somebody took it just now.
No.
But here is Miles of Style with the Garage Moon Power S13.
Dustin always gotta just the way he drives, the way he sets up his car. It's always fun to watch. Keoni coming out the gate with almost a full car length on Dustin, but Dustin diving in at the entry as they make their way through outer zone number 1. Wow, Dustin 110% committed as they work their way through the course, but Rodrigues is no slouch. He's on that outer edge running up an exit. Whoa, major bobble from Dustin Miles. Oh, man, I don't know how that's going to affect the score. He's able to get back in the pocket, but Rodrigues staying on that outer edge, running an amazing lead run. Mr. Keoni Rodrigues, for sure.
I hear some clutch kicks from Dustin.
You think so?
I'm starting to wonder if Dustin's trying to tell him, hurry up. Speed it up.
I don't know, but I don't know. Keoni Rodrigues is no slouch, and he looks like he was moving.
Yeah, let's take a look at the BC Racing replay here. As you can see, Dustin Miles not giving him an inch, not giving Keoni an inch, that is. And then right here through outer zone 2, we could see that he's starting to come off the line and making a mistake right there is Dustin Miles. Keoni Rodrigues keeping his cool throughout the rest of the track, and Dustin Miles just, trying to surge up.
Yeah, only thing I can point out as a mistake is Keoni kind of came in late to that second outer zone, so we'll see how that affects the score. But they're changing positions, and Keoni's going to give chase. Dustin Miles ripping it out the gate as they go into the initiation. Rodrigues getting right on his back bumper. Wow, he's like half a car length behind him. Oh, Dustin Miles able to pull about a car, but there, Keoni diving in. That's a dangerous spot to dive in. We've seen it bite other drivers and cause them to lose a distinct. Oh, but wow, Keoni's way offline there, it looks like. But he holds it together. Dustin coming through outer zone number 3. Rodrigues not too far behind. That was an exciting run.
That was exciting.
Not as close as the first battle. There were definitely some mistakes, so it's going to come down to who made the bigger mistakes.
Yeah, there was definitely parts of the track where Keoni was falling away from Dustin Miles, as we could see them initiating here into outer zone 1. You can see that Dustin actually was pulling away a little bit through there, but here comes Keoni to attack in touch and go.
Not an ideal place to attack, though.
Yeah, really weird place to attack. Man, it's bit him before, but that's where you see Dustin Miles pulling away through outer zone 2, and the rest is kind of history on that run. So we'll see. There was mistakes by both drivers in the chase.
Yeah, and I know that's one area of the track coming out of the touch and go. The judges had mentioned before how they set up the clipping points and the zones this season in a way that they want the drivers to go from edge of track to edge of track. So that touch and go section, that is designed by the judges to slow up the higher horsepower cars, to give those lower horsepower cars an opportunity to get back in the pocket. The problem is, though, attacking right there, because there's not much time before the lead car is going to make that transition if the lead car is running the right line. One thing I will say is when Rodrigues was running that lead run, he didn't enter the second outer zone till almost halfway through, or at least get deep into it till halfway through. So I don't know if that's going to play a factor in what may have caused Dustin Miles' correction, but I know it's very important that the lead driver, once they pass that touch and go, they're almost instantly going full lock one way, throwing it in early to outer zone number 2 and staying on that outer edge. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's definitely a good observation that the judges might be looking into right there. So let's see what comes out of this. Two drivers with a lot of style, aggressive driving. We don't get too many of these battles. Where I
gotta wonder though, what happened to Keoni's car? Did he say? Did you guys manage to talk to him?
No.
No, they were actually. We went by their pit a few times. They were every time we went by, it seemed like they were really busy.
Okay.
And the thing is we want to grab these drivers to interview them because we know the fans and the people that are watching the live stream would like to see a little more insight and background of the drivers, whether it be their car or their experience. But at the same time, we don't want to cause any issues with the fact that they're here to compete, right? We don't want to get in the way of that competition and cause them to either lose train of thought on what they were doing and maybe miss a step. So it's a delicate dance.
Definitely. I'm just watching Dustin displaying how hot and humid it is out here on the track. He had to slide out of his car. But we have a result.
Dustin Miles gets the win.
Dustin Miles gets the win.
Miles.
Well, there you have it, folks. So even though Dustin did seem to make a pretty heavy mistake on the outer zone number 2, the judges are going to weigh that lead car's line. As I mentioned before, the lead car needs to run as close to a perfect qualifying lap as possible. They need to fill all the zones. They got to be on the correct line, and they got to carry the correct amount of angle while displaying as much style as they can. So any deviation from what the judges are asking, it may cause the chase driver to make a mistake. So that the judges, I guess, felt that was Rodrigues' mistake.
Yeah, so we are going to see Dustin Miles versus Troy Manners in the top 16. So that's going to be very exciting to watch. But now coming up is qualifier number 5, Dirk Stratton in the Oracle Lighting Corvette versus qualifier number 28, Emerson Nogueira in that 1JZ powered E36. There is Dirk Stratton in that beautiful Corvette.
I love that. And like I said before, I'm not a fan of the Vet when it comes to watching it go sideways, but I really love that Vet. And unfortunately, we were not able to catch up with him. He was very busy on the computer tuning the car and going through different changes and setups with that car. So we were not able to catch him in the pits, but maybe next time.
Yep. It definitely seems like he got the car dialed because he is ripping today. So
here's a suggestion. Next time you see him on the computer, just tell him to control alt delete.
Then
he'll have some time for you.
Ah, there we go. Control alt delete. Okay.
Yeah.
If he doesn't swing on me first, but yeah.
Okay. So how do you think this is going to play out? I mean, there's a huge power difference between both of these vehicles.
And years of experience as well. So you have Dirk Stratton, which has been around for a while, and in that Chevy Vet. What do you think, Mr. Knoll?
it's going to prove to be difficult for both drivers as we're going to see, actually.
All right, you can hear them getting on the rev limiter, and away they go. Dirk Stratton going to lead. Emerson going to get chased. Dirk ripping it down track. Emerson really not too far behind it, but on initiation, major correction by Mr. Emerson Nogueira. Dirk Stratton putting on a clinic on a lead run. He needs to hold together. He's trying to fog out Mr. Emerson Nogueira as he makes his way through outer zone number 2, pouring on that smoke. Emerson going to pop his head through that smoke, but way back there, almost. Way back there, but there is.
Big upset.
Oh, that could. Wow. Was that
two tires?
That's the question. See, there you go. Like you said, folks, you have no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah, we shall see exactly what happens here on the BC Racing replay. As you can see, Dirk Stratton running up, pulling away from Emerson, and Emerson pulling with a long e-brake drag, which actually helps Dirk Stratton get away. But this is, from here on out, we were just thinking, oh, this is it. Dirk Stratton has it in the bag here, but this is where things go wrong for Dirk. We see one tire, maybe two.
Well, it's pretty close, man.
It's close. There's still tire smoke right there, but there. Right.
Ooh, I don't know, man.
Wow, that's going to be
very
they're
close.
they're swapping positions now, and Emerson's going to go out there, and Dirk Stratton's going to get chased. Dirk's going to have to chase a much slower Emerson Nogueira as they work their way through the course. Dirk right there on his back door. He wants to put that pressure on Emerson Nogueira. He's going to want to try to force a mistake to make that decision in the judge's eyes, a more clear-cut decision, because right now Dirk Stratton does have some mistakes he made, although I will say that Emerson Nogueira was pretty far back. As they work their way around outer zone number 3, it's going to come down to, are they going to say that Dirk Stratton's tire drops was a greater mistake than the overall a lack of proximity of Emerson Nogueira's chase, because he really wasn't there in the chase car.
Yeah, and that's going to be the big deciding factor in my opinion. But you can see Dirk Stratton all over Emerson Nogueira throughout the entire course here. And Emerson doing a great job creating a good lead line for the chase driver. Not shallowing up anywhere, but man, I mean, it's tough. It's tough. That first run really is going to dictate the whole outcome.
Because I mean, Dirk Stratton did drop tires. Okay, that is 100%. There's no question. Whether it's 2 tires, that we don't know for sure. The judges can figure that out with the different camera angles. But before that, Emerson Nogueira was like non-existent in the chase run. So which one's the bigger mistake? A couple tire drops or the massive proximity or lack of proximity, I should say, that Emerson Nogueira had chasing Dirk Stratton?
Yeah. You know a chase driver is in trouble in regards to proximity when the cameraman has trouble having both cars in frame.
That's a very good point. That's and also when the other cars transition and you're still in angle, right? Then you know you're really not close and where you need to be. So at that point when Dirk made his way around outer zone number 3, dropping those tires, may not be such a big factor, because prior to that, like we said before, Emerson just really wasn't there in the pocket where he needed to be.
You are absolutely correct. But that is just part of it. I mean, anything can happen at these events. You know, you got pro drivers, grassroots drivers, and anybody can take it here. So we'll see. We'll see what happens here. Definitely the judges are taking their time to deliberate this, because it is a huge decision.
I was just thinking it back. I think it was last round where Dirk made a major correction in outer zone number 2, and if it wasn't for the that run being deemed a restart, he would have been at a huge deficit. So
that's true. And Dirk, he overall 5 wins, only 2 losses. Emerson Noguera, overall only 1 win.
Well, 2.
With 2 losses. Oh, well, yes.
Yeah, 2.
Yeah, so we can add to that, but prior to this competition, that's what I mean. They have not faced each other until now.
And we got to remember that Dirk Stratton came 2nd place in round 2 as well, so he's no slouch.
No.
I know.
Yeah,
As you can see.
Well, he can't slouch. That car, see that seat?
Yeah.
It looks like he's rocking an OMP seat. That car doesn't. That seat doesn't let you slouch.
No, it does not at
So
all.
he's definitely not slouching.
Is it adjustable? Do you know?
I don't think so.
No? Yeah, so.
I like the OMP seats. I had an OMP seat in my old E30. I love that seat.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yes.
Well, judge is still deliberating. I mean, I kind of don't blame him. I mean,
Well, I can take this time to shoot through the sponsors real quick.
yeah, sure.
May sound like a broken record, but we want to make sure that these sponsors know that we appreciate them, and we do appreciate them. We appreciate the Island Resort Hotel. We appreciate BC Racing, Drift HQ, of course. Always, I can't even go on. Grip Royal, Ignite Racing Fuel, Nitrous Outlet, RTS Race Tech Services, Kensei Wheels, Tire Streets, among many other people out here. Also, we have some vendors out here. I don't want to forget, we also have Action, Clutch, Liquid Moly, Cosmo Tires, ECU Masters, as well as some of the vendors out here. Klutch Kickers selling merchandise. Oh,
Get it one more time.
one more time. One more time. Sorry, I was rambling on.
So, speaking of Kansai Wheels, this is the top 32 by Kansai Wheels, and Dirk Stratton is running Kansai Wheels as well.
Well, there you go. Looks like a formula for victory.
Absolutely.
So the question now is, are they going to go straight to the line, or
That's
we're
what
going to
they're
move on
that's
to
what
the
we're
next?
finding out now is if they want to refuel and change tires or.
I would think that Dirk Stratton would like to
Yeah.
change tires. That car vaporizes.
Well, it's actually getting a
tires.
little friendly tow here, Dirk Stratton.
Oh.
Interesting. Hopefully the car is okay.
Hopefully it's just out of fuel.
Wow. That would be interesting.
That would be a challenge.
Yep, they're going to the pits, so yep, we're going to be sending the next battle.
Yeah, next
Okay.
battle.
Which is, oh my gosh, man.
Yeah.
This is like a heated battle after heated battle.
Yeah, this is all like, man, this is one of the greatest top 32s we've had. Qualifying in number 21st position, Jonathan Nairn versus
man.
number 12 qualifier, Kevin Lawrence. Oh, boy. This is,
Yeah. Kevin and Jonathan, they're definitely two of my top favorite, like my favorite drivers for sure, on and off the track as well. So it's gonna be great to see them battle this out. I don't think they've battled each other before, from what I understand.
We'll see.
I'm pretty sure they have in the previous season.
At Klutch Kickers though.
Yeah, in the previous
This
season, I
season,
think.
yes. Well, let's see as they pull up to the line. It looks like Kevin Lawrence is going to be leading, and Jonathan Nairn will be giving chase. Jonathan having some issues with his car at the end of qualifying yesterday. Still was able to put a decent qualifying score down, get in the middle of the pack. But I know he was working hard on his car this morning, and I know they're working over some fuel pressure issues that they're having. It obviously seems like he was able to move on past the top 64 battle. So let's see how it goes here against the formidable Kevin Lawrence with that Injuku Racing R32.
Yes, and running the RB30. We saw it blowing a head gasket at the last round, but it is running good today, so let's not jinx that, actually. We'll stay quiet.
Yep. All right, well, here they go. Kevin gonna lead. Jonathan gonna give chase. Jonathan making his way, trying to get right on that back bumper of Kevin. Kevin putting a little distance as they make their way around, but I will tell you, Jonathan definitely, taking out 2 clipping points and dropping tires. Not the best line as they make their way through the track, but diving on the door, surging forward on Kevin Lawrence as they make their way through auto zone number 3. Wow. I wouldn't say the best chase run.
No, but Kevin Lawrence doing what he has to do as a lead driver, giving all the opportunities to Jonathan Nairn to be able to keep up with him. But let's see here on the replay by BC Racing, you can see them going through outer zone number 1. You can see a bobble by Jonathan Nairn and then goes off course almost.
Yeah.
right there coming out of touch and go. So, I mean, this is definitely an advantage for Kevin Lawrence as he does a great lead run, filling all the zones. So let's see what we've got here.
All right, and they are about to go. Kevin Lawrence is going to get chased. Jonathan Nairn is going to lead the second half of this battle. Like, anticipation. I hope it lasts. It's killing me.
Waiting for the judges to, okay, here we go.
And you hear them clanking them the dog boxes as they set them in gear and get ready to go. And away they go. Kevin getting a slice. Trying to hang with the powerful car, man. What's
It's a restart.
Restart?
Well, maybe not.
I don't
It was
know.
flashing.
Here we go. We're coming around. John, a lot of babies around the bumper. Well,
Oh, that's going to be
I'll
interesting.
tell you right now.
If it's not a restart,
If it is,
The restart light was flashing,
yeah.
and then it went off.
so if that's a restart, that could be a blessing for Mr. Jonathan Nairn, because if it's not, man, I can't believe that bumper held on almost the whole way around.
Yeah,
They
Saw
just
that?
gave up in the last
Yeah, last minute.
You know?
Across the finish line and
Yeah, that
finally.
bumper's a quitter. Quitter. He almost made it all around. He let go at the last minute. Quitter.
So let's see what the call is here, because that was very interesting. We did see the restart light come on, and whenever that happens, the drivers have to go back around to the start line. But it came off a little earlier than we normally see it coming off. So
Let's see what happens.
if this is a scored run, it is over.
Yeah, and I have to correct myself. Jonathan Nairn wasn't the one with the fuel issues yesterday. I was actually thinking of Nate Hamilton. Nate Hamilton, he had some fuel pressure issues. So I have to correct
okay.
myself.
We obviously
Yeah.
fixed that.
Oh yeah, no, he obviously fixed it because he moved on. So it's
Yeah.
but nonetheless, it's going to be interesting to see how this battle plays out.
I mean, the lights.
Also interesting how Jonathan Nairn, similar issue, both fronts, over at the touch-and-go area.
You know, I never noticed the livery on the side of his car is actually bamboo sticks. Did you
Yeah,
notice
it's
that
been
before?
bamboo sticks forever.
I know. I just usually glance at it. I never really focused on it. And I'm now standing here. I'm realizing that in Juku Racing R32 of Mr. Kevin Lawrence is bamboo sticks. Clever.
Yeah, definitely a very nice looking car, prepared by Njuku Racing.
Yep.
And the driver definitely makes it look even better when he's out there. Kevin Lawrence is one of those guys to look out for.
Oh, well, absolutely. And Juku Performance has been around for a long, long time. I remember them back in the Nopi Drift days over at the Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Yeah.
Always exciting to watch. And for a while they were a heavy presence, a major presence in Formula Drift in the early years of Formula Drift. So it's good to see that they're still going strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember some of their drivers, Bill Sherman,
Wild Bill,
Wild
Bill, correct?
Yeah, Rob Fleming. So
Rob Fleming, yeah.
And not to forget, they actually started in drag racing with SR20s, drag racing. So that's
In Juku Racing, you mean?
yeah. And Juku Racing's been around that long, where they were drag racing in 240 SXs with SR20s. That was their thing before drifting came around. So it's good to see that a company with so much history is still around and
obviously putting cars up that are very competitive.
oh yeah.
So
Okay, we got a decision. Kevin Lawrence gets the win.
Kevin Lawrence gets the win. Wow.
So it was not a restart. Just
So
to
he
clarify.
will be going up against
We shall find out now. Here.
Dirk Stratton. Oh no, they're going one more time.
yeah, they're
correct?
going with them.
There you go.
So are we going back to that battle, Paul?
I haven't heard yet.
Okay.
Yeah, so it would be actually, yes, Kevin Lawrence will be either facing Dirk Stratton or Emerson Nogueira. So let's see who comes up to the line now.
Okay, so what's at stake today? Well, that's a great question. I'm glad you asked. Today's podium prize is first place will receive $10,000 today, a Grip Royal steering wheel. Second place is going to receive $5,000 and a Grip Royal steering wheel. Third place is It's going to be $3,500 at Gripper Oil steering wheel, and 4th place gets $1,000. 5th place gets $500. 6th, which is really interesting here, guys, 6th through 16th will receive $400, basically getting their registration money back. So that's amazing. Top 16 payouts, not something you see. Actually, I don't think it's something you've ever seen in drifting. So we want to thank the Klutch Kickers $100,000 Drift Series for providing this event and these types of winnings to our drivers.
Absolutely. So pulling up to the line, we do have Dirk Stratton. So this means we're going to be Dirk Stratton versus Emerson Nogueira. Emerson doing his burnout, pulling up to the line in his E36, going up against Dirk Stratton, the Oracle Lighting Corvette C6 on Kansai wheels in the Kansai Top 32.
Nice. I can't say anything more exciting. How about that? Oh, boy. All right, I hear the motors revving. I hear them ready, and away they go. Emerson trying to jump the line a little bit to get that little edge as he's got to go against a much more powerful Dirk Stratton. As you can see, Dirk coming out of outer zone number 1, already starting to pour out the smoke. Emerson not as far back as he was before, able to gain a little proximity as he gets in outer zone number 2. Dirk Stratton just putting down a massive cloud smoke as Emerson tries to navigate his way through outer zone number 3. Good lead run, though, by Mr. Dirk Stratton. Emerson, much better job this time.
Yeah, although we could barely see him in some parts of the track.
That might be to his benefit.
It might be to his benefit, indeed. But you can see that Dirk Stratton, as a pro driver, did not make the same mistake twice. He definitely tidied up the outer zone 3 there. So we're going to see what happens here on the position switch here. Emerson pulling up to the lead side of the starting line. Zach giving the thumbs up.
And here they go. Emerson gonna lead. Dirk Stratton in that beautiful orange Corvette gonna give chase. Emerson giving it everything he's got. Dirk Stratton right there with him as they come through outer zone number 1. Some good angle by Emerson. Looked like he's running a good lead line, but Dirk is right there with him. Move for move, transition for transition, cutting the line slightly to gain that proximity. Emerson putting a good amount of smoke for himself, but Dirk, obviously a difference in horsepower as they make their way through the track. Well, we'll see what happens here.
As you can see there, Dirk Stratton just, putting on the pressure on Emerson Nogueira throughout the entire track there. That was a clinic on how to chase a lead driver down. I mean, what can we say about that?
No, not too much. I mean, Emerson Nogueira in that.
Dirk Stratton gets the win.
Dirk Stratton gets the win.
Okay.
All right, there we go. Dirk Stratton in that beautiful orange Vet.
So he's going to be going up against Kevin Lawrence.
Wow, that is going to be an amazing battle. Amazing battle for sure. You got 2 Klutch Kickers veterans, guys that have been battling many different drivers here at many different rounds at Klutch Kickers. So to see them go against each other is going to be, it's really going to make for an exciting top 16.
Absolutely.
But this is a very exciting Kensei Wheels top 32 bracket that we're working our way through right now.
Right, so next up we have Brandon Mcdowell versus Eric Conklin. Brandon Mcdowell qualifying in 13th place with Eric Conklin in 20th. Brandon McDowell piloting the ISR Performance 350Z. Eric Conklin in a 2JZ powered S14.
Yeah, Brandon's going to try to bonk the conch.
He's going to try to bonk the conch right out of the grid.
So we'll see.
Or the bracket, I should say. And here Eric warming his tires up back there. Guys, please log on to clutchkickers.com. It's a live bracket. You can also see the qualifying scores, I believe, as well from yesterday. If you don't see your driver on the bracket, it means they didn't qualify. So, but here we go. Looks like we got them both at the line, and we're about ready to start. Mr. Brandon McDowell in his white 350Z gonna lead, and Eric Conklin in his beautiful blue S14 gonna give chase. Brandon giving it a flick in the entry. Eric right there with him, trying to stick it to his door as they work their way through outer zone number 1. Brandon, nice plume of smoke already as he comes out of outer zone number 1 into outer zone number 2, getting back on throttle, slightly off throttle as you see the smoke dissipate when he goes in outer zone number 2. But look at Eric almost surging right on his door. He's not going to let Brandon get away with this easy.
Eric Conklin not letting Brandon go. I mean, Brandon with a great lead run, full throttle, lots of aggression, smoke all over the place, but Eric Conklin was there throughout the entire run. So let's see what happens when they switch positions here, while Eric is going to lead and Brandon Mcdowell giving chase.
All right, well, it's been an exciting top 32, I will say, and it's only making for even more exciting top 16 to come. But here we go. They're swapping positions. Eric's going to lead. Brandon's going to give chase. Eric got plenty of power in that little S14. And as the way they make their way out the gate, they're both drag racing to that initiation. Eric flicking it in, and Brandon right there with them as they make their way through outer zone number 1. Almost a mirror image of what we just saw. Brandon jumping on the back bumper almost as they go through the touch and go, and they're making their way through outer zone number 2. Eric's going to get full commitment, obviously, as he enters into outer zone number 3. Well, that was a pretty good lead run by Eric. It does seem like Brandon was able to put a little more smoke, maybe there's a little power difference, I'm not too sure, but definitely seemed like Brandon was more on throttle.
Yeah, it seemed like going through the touch and go there, Eric did drop a cone, but let's see what happens here. As you can see them initiating into outer zone number 1. Brandon Mcdowell pulling up to Eric's door there. Here's where you can see the cone drop of Eric Conklin. Then mirroring everything Eric does is Brandon Mcdowell going into the outer zone number 3. Eric doing a great outer zone on outer zone 3 there, and Brandon Mcdowell just staying with him throughout the whole course. So something that the judges have to deliberate here.
Don't want to be a judge today.
Absolutely
That's
not.
for sure.
Well, definitely not. I mean, look where they're at. I'm sure they're not enjoying the heat
Yeah.
or the humidity.
And the judges, who are the judges, Mr. Noel?
Oh, the judges are Officer Dan Brockett, Dwayne Ramsey, and Will Parsons.
Yep.
Will Parsons is the only returning judge from the previous season, but all judges have about 50 years of combined experience.
We got a decision, and it'll be one more time.
Wow.
One more time.
One more time.
One more time. Well,
Well deserved one more time.
Yep. It's always good to see it one more time, especially when it's too close to call. The judges want to have, obviously we all want to have a definitive answer when it's really close like that. Of course, it's up, it's up for debate, right, on what the judges may have saw. The judges, they're in a position where they are placed right in the middle of outer zone number 2. Mm-hmm. So their vantage point, where they're going to be able to visualize all the mistakes that are going to be around that area.
They are both going to change their tires, so we will not see them. We're going to go to the next battle.
Okay. All right.
Andrew Hoffman versus Ben Hobson.
Another good battle.
Yeah, both S14s, both LS powered. There is a power difference, though. Qualifying in 29th place, Andrew Hoffman, and qualifying in 4th place, Ben Hobson. So Ben Hobson definitely one of those drivers to watch out for in the Full Lock Automotive S14. Let's see what comes of this.
Yep, we got a chance to catch up with Ben Hobson. He always seems like a happy guy. Every time I see him, he's just excited to be here, excited to compete. So it's always fun to catch up with him. And now he's in last round. He was in almost stock Corvette, I understand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And now he's in his probably more comfortable to him is what is that, S14?
Yeah, S14.
There you go.
That's an S15 rear end by 2F Performance.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm hearing back there one with
Is
their
the
tires.
S15 rear end that much better?
I don't know. It's just a style choice, I guess.
Must be if you must have gone through all that trouble.
Yeah, must be. Well, the car looks beautiful nonetheless.
Yes.
These drivers are definitely out here trying to give it the raw and make sure they don't leave it in the hands of the judges. You want to make your win decisive. So we shall see what happens here.
Yeah, I love the livery on Ben Hobson's car. It looks really nice, white, pink, and purple. really stands out in the crowd.
Still waiting for Andrew Hoffman to pull up to the line.
Yeah, he's back there warming up his tires, getting ready. The track is hot, literally.
Yep, there he is.
They need to be careful not to beat a tire.
Yes, they do.
It's happened before at the burnout box.
Yeah. We saw that with Nick Blakeman.
Well, here they go. All right, Ben Hobson out front. Huffman giving chase. Wow, Andrew doesn't want, he's not really giving too much room, but Ben, major correction there by Andrew as he comes out of outer zone number 1. Ben Hobson, you got to hold it together, stick that nice, solid outside line that the judges are looking for as he comes out and into the final transition. Andrew diving in on the door of Ben as they work their way through outer zone number 3. But I don't know, that's a pretty major correction for Mr. Andrew Huffman coming out of outer zone number 1. Whether that was caused by Ben, which I didn't look like, we'll see what the judges say.
Yeah, I don't think it was caused by Ben, but let's take a look at the BC Racing replay here. You can see Ben Hobson initiating with quite a gap, and then this is where Andrew Huffman makes a huge mistake right there, almost straightening out, still holding a little bit of angle through there. But then through the rest of the course, you can see Ben Hobson just laying down a solid lead line through the whole course.
And you got to mention the judges made a point to tell the drivers the cones matter. Right?
Yes.
Cones lives matter.
Cones lives matter.
And here we go as they change positions. And Andrew is going to lead. Ben Hobson is going to give chase. Andrew has got to put some distance on Ben. Ben getting a slight jump at the light as he goes in down the straight into initiation. A little left foot brake. Wow, Andrew, major wow. Okay, one thing I want to point out there, which from what I saw, well, and the bumper's a bumper, but Andrew Huffman initiated, but it seemed like had a massive slowdown, which may have been the cause of Ben Hobson making that correction. I'm not really sure how this is going to play out because my eyes may have deceived me, but Andrew, to me, it looked like he really slowed down just after initiation.
Well, the question the judges are going to be asking is was that a chaseable lead run? So
a major slowdown.
Ben Hobson gets the win.
Ben Hobson gets the win.
Ben Hobson
that was quick.
Does eat his bumper though.
So basically, all right, Ben Hobson is going to move forward. Wow, that car is beautiful, beautiful car.
Yeah, great looking car.
I think Zach's upset.
Huh?
I think Zach's upset about the bumper.
Oh. Well,
he's got to get a new bumper before next week, so he's competing again somewhere else next week.
Ben Hobson's going to get the win. I'm assuming it's, if you want, I don't know if they're going to show the replay.
Okay, so we are going to be going into a commercial break.
All right, we'll be back soon.
This murder puts me in the mood.
And we're back.
All right. Well, you guys, if you're just joining us, we are in the Tensei Wheels Top 32 of the Klutch Kickers $100,000 Drift Series. This is the second season, round 3. We are working our way through the top 32 bracket, and what you are seeing now is the one more time battle coming up of Brandon Mcdowell and Mr. Eric Conklin. Brandon is going to lead first, and Eric will give chase. So we'll see how this works out. Will it go one more time again, or will it be a decision after this?
All right, so Brandon Mcdowell in the ISR Performance 350Z, qualifying 13th versus Eric Conklin, qualifying 20th. So let's see what happens here.
Two very experienced drivers lined up, ready to battle in their one more time battle. I can hear the engines revving up, and here they go. Brandon trying to pull some gap, pulls about almost, I'd say, half a car as they make their way into the entry. Eric has got to close that gap as he works his way through outer zone number 2. Brandon taking out that inner clip, but Brandon really putting on a smoke show, trying to put a smoke screen, but Eric able to work his way through it into the final transition, and he peeks his head right almost into the door of Brandon as they make their way around outer zone number 3. That was a great job by Eric to follow that.
Eric Conklin, I mean, definitely trying to put the pressure on Brandon Mcdowell in his ISR Performance 350Z, but the S14, I mean, look at that right through outer zone number 3 there. Just really close. I mean,
yeah, but Brandon McDowell did take out that inner clip, and I know these clipping cones, they do play a major component in the judge's decision.
Okay, so they are back up to the line already and ready to go.
And away they go. Oh, maybe not quite yet. But here they go. Eric, he's leading. Brandon's giving chase. Brandon's already smoking the tires before he even gets to the initiation, and he's right on the door of Eric as they make their way through outer zone number 1. Eric running a little cleaner line in his lead run than Brandon McDowell, but Brandon is right there, door to door, as they make their way into the transition. Eric transitions. Brandon, well, not surging forward quite as much as Eric Conklin did in his chase run, but prior to which, Brandon did have more proximity for the most part on the first half of the track than Eric did. So let's see how it plays out in the judges' eyes.
Yeah, that's it's a really wild conclusion here because, as you mentioned, Brandon was a lot closer in his chase throughout the first half of the track, while on Eric's chase, you can see he was closer on the second half of the track. But here they go through the touch and go, transitioning into the outer zone number 2. You can see Brandon really putting on the pressure, but losing ground to Eric Conklin there. And then going through outer zone number 3, you can see that Brandon was trying to shallow up the line to catch up, but too little, too late.
I will say that you do notice the smoke kind of drop off from Brandon McDowell's car as he worked his way out of outer zone number 2. So I don't know if he had a loss of power, or because he was a smoke show even out the gate. So that's going to be interesting to see if maybe it wasn't a mechanical issue that caused him to drop back.
It's either that or he was trying to control his wheel speed to gain a little more grip to catch back up. So there's 2 ways to look at it.
Well, more wheel speed typically means more smoke.
Right.
So.
But less wheel speed means more grip.
Okay. You could be right. I could be wrong. Who's to say? Anyhow, nonetheless, he did drop back. If that was his tactic, it may not have worked out in his favor. But it was a hard-fought battle for sure. And the judges are still deliberating, so obviously it wasn't an easy decision. I want to thank Miss Missy Waters on the live announcing today. She's out there sweating it out with the rest of us here, keeping the crowd informed as we make our way through the top 32 sponsored by Kensei Wheels.
Yeah, she's doing a great job out there. She was very excited to be out here with us. So, I mean, congratulations to her on getting the gig. And hopefully we'll see more of her and possibly even as a driver in the future.
Yeah, we did it. We were able to catch up with Miss Missy Waters. Miss Missy, that's a tongue twister. Miss Missy Waters, soon to be Miss Missy Waters Ramsey.
Yeah.
Engaged to one of the judges, Mr.
Well, assuming
Dwayne.
she takes the last name, so we don't know.
Assuming she takes the last name?
Yeah.
I'm assuming she will. So anyhow, she is a driver. She is not somebody that's just on the mic informing the crowd. She has that knowledge. She has that experience. She's been involved. She's been a part of professional race teams before. So she knows what she sees, and she has that knowledge and that experience around drifting and just the motorsports industry for a while. So it's exciting to see somebody with that experience and that knowledge of the sport be an announcer, because that's what it takes to be able to keep the crowd informed and help them understand what the judges are looking for and why they're making the calls.
Absolutely.
And Eric Conklin gets the win.
Eric Conklin gets the win. He will be moving on into the top 16. Wow.
Doing battle against Ben Hobson.
Ben Hobson, look at that.
S14 battle.
That's going to be a hard. None of these drivers have a easy road to the finals, that's for sure. So now it looks like we're working our way over to the right side of the bracket.
Yes, indeed.
So if you guys are watching us, please log on to clutchkickers.com. There is a live bracket that is constantly being updated. If you're not sure if your favorite driver has been on the track yet, please check out the grid. We just finished the left side of the bracket. We are now starting with the top side of the right bracket. We have Taylor Holt versus Kenny Smith.
It looks like it's going to be an All-American GM battle here, as Taylor Holt in the Comp Cam's Cadillac ATS-V is going to be going up against Kenny Smith, also known as Kenny Slides, in his Chevy Corvette C6. So Taylor Holt qualifying number 3, so very high qualifier, versus Kenny Smith in 35th position in qualifying. So there's a pretty big gap there.
Yep.
But that doesn't mean
there might be another gap in a minute, though, I'll tell you that. Yeah. Taylor Holt that car is a rocket.
Yeah, I don't think there's any other way to explain that. That car is just so crazy fast.
Yeah. Kenny Smith, obviously no slouch in another Chevy vet, so equally as threatening, I guess you could say, as the Cadillac. But Taylor just really has that car dialed in. He uses that is his pro competition car, so he's going all out. Here he goes, Taylor Holt, right out the gate. I'll tell you what, though, Kenny didn't get left far behind, I would say, but wow, dropping a tire and spinning out. Taylor needs to complete his lead run as he makes his way through outer zone number 2, pouring on the smoke. Mr. Taylor Holt in that Comp Cam's Cadillac with that Dale Earnhardt livery, I believe.
Yep. It's a revised livery from last year, so
nice.
It looks it's a little bit different. But yeah, you could see that Kenny Slides, I mean, initiating into outer zone number 1, but it seemed like he was trying to catch up to Taylor and just didn't have the grip to make that happen. And then, of course, Taylor Holt just always doing what he does, just putting on a clinic.
Mm-hmm. Taylor Holt, the Season 1 champion, coming back, trying to reclaim his crown. He does have quite a difficult road to make that second season champion. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, he's currently 9th in the points, at least coming into this event. So we'll see what happens here.
And away they go. All right, Kenny out front. Taylor, give him a little cushion, it looks like, as they come out of the gate into the initiation. Kenny has a major deficit going into the second half of this battle. Taylor getting right up on that back bumper. Taylor definitely the more experienced driver here, I believe. Whoa! Kenny, major correction, diving way inside. Outer zone number 2. Taylor Holt keep it together. As you can see, the power of that Cadillac just surging forward, completing the run, and there you go.
Wow, so Kenny Slides making the same, a similar mistake to what he did against Sarah Harrow in the top 64. Now we see the same thing here in the Kanze Wheels top 32, where he just kind of loses speed and goes towards the inside when he was supposed to stay all the way outside on outer zone 2, seen right here. You can see he goes way inside right there. Taylor Holt doing a great job staying on the line and keeping the angle in the car while following a difficult lead run there.
Definitely want to point out that the judges are deliberating this decision, and I don't know. So far, the weather has been great. It is hot, but the track is dry, so that's very important.
We got a decision?
Nope.
Oh, well, still waiting for feedback from the judges. As you can see in the sky, you can see the sky so far looks pretty good. Definitely, if you were here yesterday, this is a welcomed change in weather pattern.
Taylor Holt gets the win.
There you go. Taylor Holt gets the win. He's going to move on to the grade 8, and he will face the better of Sean Booth and Josh McGuire.
Oh, this is a very close battle here. Sean Booth qualifying number 19 and Josh McGuire qualifying 14th, so this is going to be pretty close to even here. Both Red S chassis, Josh McGuire in the Red S14 and Sean Booth in his Red S15. So similar cars, but different power plants, LS and RB for Josh McGuire and Sean Booth respectively.
We got the Michael battle.
The what?
We have the Michael battle.
Ah, Michael versus Michael.
There were some issues with 2 other.
Well, while Paul's getting the full story,
there's a
on
bunch
what's
of
going
changes
on.
going on here.
Yeah.
Hold on.
So anyhow, while that's going on, we're trying to get a definitive word. We want to point you guys towards the Klutch Kickers website so you can view the live bracket. We are working our way through the right side of the bracket and working our way through this Kansei Wheels top 32 competition. We appreciate all the sponsors out here helping out and help making this event possible. You guys have heard the payouts and how much is at stake. These drivers take this competition seriously. Because hey, at the end of the day, it's everybody's competing, everybody's having a good time. So we want to take this time and let you guys know what is actually at stake. It's besides the bragging rights, you have first place winning $10,000, second place getting $5,000, third place getting $3,500, and all first, second, and third place winners getting a Grip Royal steering wheel. Fourth place is going to receive $1,000. Fifth place will receive $500. And what's typically unheard of in the drift and a lot of competition is a 6th through 16th payouts. $400 for the 6th driver and all the way down to the 16th driver will basically receive their registration back. Of course, there's way more involved when it comes to what it takes to compete and be here. So, but I think we're getting word back from the judges. And what's the next battle?
So we will be seeing Sean Booth and Josh McGuire.
Okay. So as the staff is working out the driver arrangement, looks like we're going to be seeing Sean Booth versus Josh McGuire. Sean Booth being the 19th qualifier and Josh McGuire being the 14th. That said, Josh being the highest qualifier is who's going to lead.
Absolutely right. The higher qualifier will lead against the lower qualifier, being Josh McGuire. Sean Booth will be giving chase. This is very similar cars, kind of different theories on how to build them, but let's see what happens here. Here is Josh McGuire and his LS-powered S14 pulling up to the line.
Very exciting battle so far that have been leading as we're working our way through the top 32. It's only going to get better as we make our way into the top 16.
This isn't a borrowed car, is it?
No. This is not a borrowed
Just
car.
gonna ask because I see so many this weekend.
Yeah. So here we go. We're about to get started here. Lights are about to extinguish.
Josh McGuire out front. Sean Booth in that F-15 going to get right on his tail as they initiate. And here we go. Josh McGuire working his way through outer zone and into the touch and go pretty well. Sean Booth wants to close that gap and surge on that door and put it in the judge's face as he makes his way through outer zone number 2. And there we go. Sean trying to close that gap, getting a lot of angle. Sean spins. Oh, man.
Wow.
What happened there?
Oh, well, I'll tell you right now, Sean just gave the advantage to Josh McGuire. That's what happened.
That's very unfortunate for Sean. He is, you can see he's very frustrated in the car. As you can see here in the BC Racing replay, that's Josh McGuire leading Sean Booth through outer zone 1, going into the touch and go. And this is where Sean Booth decides to attack, actually having a better line than Josh McGuire here, but this is where they transition into outer zone number 3, and the big mistake by Sean Booth right there with the spin out. So this is a huge advantage for Josh McGuire.
Yep. Well, let's see what happens. We've seen stuff happen before, and it doesn't mean that it's already in the bag. Sean Booth, he still has a chance as long as he can put down a commanding lead run, but we'll see. Josh McGuire is not going to hand it to him easy. Josh almost right there on the back bumper of Sean as he hit. Josh did have a late entry, so it's kind of odd. Not sure. Whoa! What is going on?
Tandem dirt drop.
Yeah, tandem dirt drops. Look at that. So Josh is really far back. I don't know if he was trying to play it safe, but man, you really don't want to leave it in the hands of the judges when it comes to a top 32 battle. As they make their way through the outer zone number 3, it's going to come down to who made the greater mistake. But I mean, they both dropped tires on the outside.
Was it 2 tires or was it 1 tire?
From which car? Because they both dropped tires.
I mean, Josh is what I was concerned with.
So this is what we want to look at right here. Sean does a good initiation, but was Josh McGuire late? And then
he's 2 tires.
And then there's 2 tires off right there from both drivers.
So there is a chance that this could go one more time because it'll be 0 for 0.
Well, not if Sean. I don't know if Sean went 2 tires. Did Sean go 2 tires?
Yeah, if Sean went 2 tires off,
that looked like 1 tire.
That would be Josh McGuire's win.
Well, we'll see. The judges are delivering. You know, I'm catching wind. Hello, Mr. Zach. How you doing today? You doing well? Zach is doing good. Always out here. Always out here working hard, making things happen, making moves, making big moves. That's right, Mr. Zach.
He's a hustler.
He's a hustling. I will say that I just got some footage. It seems like Klutch Kickers now has a pool installed. A mobile pool installed in the pits. I see some drivers and some crew members and some spectators. They're jumping in the back of a little truck there. They got a little pool back there. It looks very refreshing.
I might need to jump into that too. Hopefully there's space.
You can't, Dave, you've been to many places to have a mobile pool.
Definitely not.
That's for sure.
No. Although I remember an event we threw years and years ago at County Line Dragway where one of our friends, Eric, Coglin, not Conklin.
Yeah, that was tricky back in the day. We had a Coglin and a Conklling.
Yeah, he brought his truck and he put a tarp in the back and filled it up with water and was in the middle of the track.
It's Florida. It's hot. These Florida summer, humid summer days, you got to try to stay cool. That being said, drivers, if you're in the car and you're listening to us and you can hear the sound of my voice, please be hydrating yourself. Crew members and spotters, if they can't see or hear me, please just make sure that your driver is hydrated and make sure that they can perform to their best. And being hydrated is key to be able to think clearly and make these quick reactions that these drivers have to.
Yeah, just use the squirter to hose down the radiator.
Look there, we got drone footage. There's the pool right there. That's the party pool. That's directly behind us. Hello, fellas and ladies, it looks like, as they're enjoying. Oh, hey, look, I see a little belly button action there. Wow. This is getting R-rated really quick, folks.
This is becoming very risque.
Yes.
So
look at that. Not the biggest pull I've seen. Oh, we got a sign here. Oh, and then drone's moving away. I don't know what's going to be on those signs. Yeah, we got to make sure it's a family-friendly show, and we can't necessarily censor them. But it looks like they're having a good time. Everybody having a great time out here at Klutch Kickers, even though it's a hot day. The weather's hot, but we're having a great time.
Yes, indeed.
Whew. Wow, the judge is really taking this very seriously. So hopefully we can have a result soon.
Absolutely. Look at that pit. Those pits are full, folks. There are a lot of drivers out there. A lot of people having a good time, getting together. And, you know, I said this before, that every time we come here, it's like a reunion. Right?
Yeah,
a lot of these people we don't get to see in between events. So when we come up here, it's a lot of hugs and handshakes and, hey, how you been? And that's one of the best parts of coming to Klutch Kickers.
Right, so...
Sean Booth, Josh McGuire, still waiting.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think they're trying to figure out if both drivers zeroed on the second run. If that is the case, then Josh McGuire would move on. But if that's not the case, if it was only Josh McGuire that zeroed, then they're gonna they have to look at both lead runs and go from there.
If you're just joining us, we're still in the top 32 battles here at Emerald Coast Dragway for the Klutch Kickers $100,000 Dirt Series. And do we have a decision?
We got Josh McGuire with the win.
Oh.
Josh McGuire, obviously wasn't a clear decisive win, but he's going to walk away and enter the top 16.
Yep, so Josh McGuire will actually face Taylor Hall. So he's got an uphill battle there because Taylor Hall, he's definitely looking to reclaim his title as champion for 2021. But next on the line, we got Lee Yearwood versus Joseph Love, two S13s, but two totally different builds. Lee Yearwood qualifying 11th in that RB30 powered S13 by Monster Performance, and qualifying in 22nd place, Joseph Love with the SR powered S13 Coupe. So
Lee Yearwood have shown a lot of angle on the first turn, which would be hard to follow.
Oh, this is an interesting stat.
What's that?
They've done battle before.
Oh, interesting.
yeah.
So previously, Lee Yearwood won the top 64 battle versus Joseph Love. So I would say Joseph is the underdog here, but they're getting ready to go, and we're going to see how much that's going to play into the mind of Joseph Love as they go down the track. Lee Yearwood has been on fire today as he's been working his way through the track. Now, there was a major correction there as Joseph had to make an adjustment to not get quite as deep into the door of Lee Yearwood, but he's able to regain that proximity. But Lee Yearwood just pouring out the smoke, putting on a great show for all the spectators, and that was a impressive smoke show. Josh,
what's that?
Joseph
Love
Love.
Smoke. Yeah.
I don't know if he was a little phased on entry, but he did make a correction that caused him to fall back.
I will say I do smell a little oil. I don't know if it's the RB or the SR, but we'll find out later.
It's probably both.
It's probably both of them. But here we go, entering into outer zone number 1. Lots of angle from Lee Yearwood. Definitely Joseph Love struggling to keep up. And, of course, with the low and small power band, it makes it very tough to go up against a car that has tons of angle, just like Lee Yearwood is throwing right there. And his transitions are quick, snappy, lots of angle. That's what the judges want to see. Joseph Love has a lot to work towards.
Yeah, I will say it did look like Lee Yearwood was not as deep into the zones as he should be. Yeah. So let's see if Joseph Love can fill out those zones in his lead run. He might be able to squeeze this win off. But wow, Lee Yearwood just ripping and smoking the tires before he even gets to the initiation. Right there with Joseph. Oh, a little tap, causing a major correction by Lee Yearwood. Maybe Lee Yearwood got a little too aggressive. Joseph definitely having the lesser horsepower car. Joseph needs to fill out all those outside zones to be able to overcome and be victorious against Mr. Lee Yearwood. But Mr. Lee Yearwood putting on a show for the crowd for sure, but not quite running as deep into the zones as he should be.
Right, let's see if we can get the BC Racing replay up here, because that's going to show a lot of things here as we come into the first outer zone. We're going to take a look at Joseph Love's line. He is coming off course, and that is what's going to make.
No, they didn't actually make contact.
They didn't make contact, but that did upset. That had to. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Lee Yearwood had to make an adjustment there, and that's what caused the big mistake. I think that's going to go up against Joseph Love there.
Yeah. So if the judges look at this replay and they deem Joseph at fault for Lee Yearwood's major correction in outer zone number 1, that could be the deciding factor. Like I mentioned before, Lee Yearwood did have a pretty good lead run. He was pretty shallow in outer zone number 2 and outer zone number 3, but all in all, it was a good run. A lot of smoke, a lot of angle. He's definitely getting a lot of points for style, that's for sure.
Absolutely. But, man, I mean, what do you think of some of these battles that we've already seen in the Kansai Wheels Top 32?
I'm just glad I'm not a judge. That's all I can say.
Yeah. I think it's some of the incredible battles with incredible drivers that we normally would see towards the end of the event already happening so early on.
Yep.
And we still got the top 16 and on, boys. I mean, this is going to be a heck of an event.
Just hoping, praying that rain holds itself back.
Lee Yearwood with the win.
Okay. There you go.
So, yeah, that mistake by Joseph Love on outer zone 1 really, it really took him out. So
there you go.
Who do we have next? We have Michael Elsey versus Michael Wallace coming up. Michael
versus Michael. This is going to be an easy one.
The battle of the Michael.
At least for me to commentate. I don't have
to. So Michael Wallace qualifying 6th in that RTS S14 with the Boss front end. Then we have qualifying number 27 is Michael Elsey in the controversial Supra, LS powered Supra. But let's see. What's funny is Michael Wallace has the engine that's supposed to be in the Supra. So
that's interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if there was any sort of
trade
rejection of the engine that the Supra had. Like, when you get a transplant like that, does the host want to reject the transplant? I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah.
Did it throw it?
Yeah, did it throw up at first? Not too sure, but we'll see.
That's an interesting way to look at it. So we'll see what happens here as Michael Wallace leads.
All right, I think Michael's going to win this. I have a good feeling. Come on, Michael. As they go in, Michael's going to lead, and Michael's going to give chase. They're going to go down, and Michael is going to initiate. Michael's right on the door of Michael as they work their way through outer zone number 1. Man, Michael, nice transition as he gets on Michael's door and works his way into outer zone number 2. Michael, drop back for a second, but able to get back in the pocket. Almost on Michael's hitting Michael. It's like they're slapping each other. I'm not sure. They're going around outer zone number 3. I don't know if they're slapping each other or slapping themselves, but that was a great run.
Good job there, Tim. Good job. That was
I like the Michael versus Michael and the names. That makes things easy. It makes my life easy.
Yeah, so we could see that Michael Elsey in the Supra, just to specify, really got really close to Michael Wallace in the S14 coming out of outer zone 2 there. I thought they were going to wreck for a second. That was kind of dangerous, but that was some good evasive driving. Here we go with the replay. A little shallow on the line there, but Michael Elsey making the adjustment to stay on course and with angle. So
yeah, but Michael Wallace running a nice lead line makes it an easier chase.
Absolutely.
For the chase driver.
Absolutely. So we'll see what happens here when they turn things around.
All right, and away they go. Michael going to lead this time, and Michael going to give chase this time as they work their way down the track. Michael Elsey in that V8-powered Supra. Yes, you've heard me correct. That's a V8-powered Supra going into outer zone number 1. Michael's almost on the door of Michael. They're working their way into the touch and go. Michael Elsey leading, trying to break a gap on Michael Wallace. Michael Wallace jumping right back in the pocket, working their way around. And to the last transition, Michael Wallace going to jump. Wow, major correction. Well, I wouldn't say major correction, but definitely a correction where I was really expecting Michael Wallace to surge harder on Michael Elsey going into outer zone number 3, which I didn't see, so it's kind of surprising to me.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting to see, but I mean, you can see that Michael Elsey was putting on a good lead line through most of the zones here. Michael Wallace just not really as impressive as I expected with the chase run there.
Yeah.
but we'll see what the judges have to say about all that.
Yep. Michael Elsey, definitely a force to be reckoned with out here. And then you got Michael Wallace in that beautiful S14. I love the conversion. I love the color. And as Paul, you mentioned earlier, when you see that car on track, it makes it that much more attractive.
That is true.
Look at Michael Wallace trying to hype up the crowd. Either that or he's waving to everybody in the pool, hoping maybe he can jump in.
That or he's telling Michael Elsey, is like, this is what your car is supposed to sound like.
Oh, maybe so. Poor Michael Elsey. I'm sure he gets a lot of flack for that V8 and that Supra.
Yeah, definitely from you too.
Yeah, I know, but I know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. For I'm just all kidding aside.
No, that car is sick.
It's a beautiful car, and
Seriously.
he's obviously doing something right because you don't see many Supras out here tearing it up, and he's doing all the right things. So it's obviously working for him.
Yeah.
I'm just a Jay-Z lover. What can I say?
Yeah. No, that car is sick though. I've seen it up close. It's super awesome. I mean, it works for him, right? Different drivers like different powertrains because the power band is more what they're used to, and that's what works for him.
Yeah. I kid.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, of course.
It's like, in all honesty, I think Willie should put a 3-rotor in his FD too. So
Oh yeah, but
that's not going to happen.
no.
LS has been the proven power plant for drifters.
Oh yeah, I mean, especially here in the United States where the LS is very available to everybody, and the power band, you can't go wrong with that.
You're right there, Paul.
If I played an instrument and I had a group, I would call them the power band.
The power band?
The power band.
The power band.
Or the feeder band, because I'm from South Florida, so we get the hurricanes and get those feeder bands.
Oh, yeah.
We call ourselves a feeder band.
The feeder band.
Yeah, or the power band, depending on how you want to play it.
Or what are the bands on a hurricane?
Feeder band.
Yeah, the feeder band.
That's
there we
what I
go.
said.
Yeah, you're right. My bad.
I know I'm right. You don't have to tell me.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Paul, for giving us that irrelevant piece of information.
Well, that's what I'm here for.
It'd be exciting to see some, which I know. Well, I'm going to keep that secret because I know there may be some good changes coming into the Klutch Kickers Drift Series soon that will make driving exciting. But I'm gonna keep that hush.
Well, the driving is exciting.
It is, but there are things that can be done and that are being put into play that could possibly change things a little bit here at the Klutch Kickers. I don't know for this round or maybe next season. We'll see.
Okay.
So for those of you just joining us, we're still on the top 32. We're basically.
Hey, I'm sorry, I don't cut you off. Look, there's a good look at all of our
media.
Look at them, all our media guys out there. It looks like they're calling for help. I'm not really too sure. They actually could be calling for like an ambulance because they're heat stroked, and we're just kind of pointing and laughing at them. But
they're looking up.
No, they're looking up.
The
they're
drone
looking
is
at the
right
drone.
there,
Yeah, they're looking at the drone. I'm just kidding.
I thought they were looking up at the clouds, being praying for
rain. I hope not.
Well, if you look off into the distance.
I hear that they have a term for the area that they're in, the island.
Ah, that's the island.
Yeah. What?
I'm just saying, if you look off into the distance, you can see some.
I'm trying to ignore that rain that you're talking about.
Yeah, but it's going to go around us.
It's definitely going to go around us. We have enjoyed a dry track for most of the day, and so far the weather has proved the weatherman to be a liar. And I am enjoying that.
Yeah, so we still have a couple of battles left to go. We have Taylor Ray against Ryan Acevedo. What?
We got Michael Elsey with the win.
Oh, okay.
Michael Elsey gets the win and is going to move on. He was able to take out Mr. Michael Wallace. Unfortunately, Michael Wallace will have to call it a weekend. I'm sure he'll be back bigger and better next round. But Michael Elsey moving on up in that white V8 powered Toyota Supra.
All right, up next to the line, we are going to have Taylor Ray versus Ryan Acevedo. This is a all-Florida battle. Taylor Ray, very popular driver out here, qualifying number 7 last night, and then Ryan Acevedo qualifying number 26 in the ISR Performance 350Z. Both LS-powered cars.
Yep, Taylor Ray, 3 overall wins this season with 2 losses. Ryan Acevedo sitting dead even with two overall wins and 2 losses this season. I don't believe these two drivers have met each other in Season 2 of Klutch Kickers. Both veterans to this track.
Absolutely. So we are gonna have a great battle coming up here. I suspect at least. Ryan Acevedo, an up-and-coming driver, and then an established driver of Taylor Ray. So here we go. They're at the line. Zach is giving the thumbs up.
And away they go. Mr. Taylor Ray is going to lead, and Mr. Ryan Acevedo, also known as Ryan Avocado, heading up gate. Ryan getting a little jump, trying to keep up with that little Miata of Taylor Ray as they make their way through outer zone number 1. Oh, look at Ryan surging forward. Taylor Ray trying to put a little gap, but Taylor Ray always puts down a clinic on his lead run. He knows where he needs to be and what the judges are looking for, but Ryan applying that pressure as they make their way into outer zone number 3. Ryan dropping a little tire there, not quite as close as maybe he could have been, but then again, Taylor Ray just moves along in that little Miata.
Yeah, that was actually a great job by Ryan Acevedo keeping up with Taylor Ray, but of course Taylor Ray always giving a great lead run here. So let's take a look at the BC Racing replay here. As you can see, they initiate their Taylor Ray's tiny little car, making it all the way out to outer zone 1. But there is Ryan Acevedo just putting on the pressure. As they transition into outer zone number 2, you see a little bit of a gap, but Ryan Acevedo shallows up in the line to be able to catch right back up into Taylor Ray. Finishing off in the outer zone number 3, Taylor Ray's car is very quick, but Ryan Acevedo not letting him go. Here we go to the second part of this battle.
All right, now Ryan, his job right now is to put down a 100-point lead run, and Taylor, obviously no slouch here, is going to be right behind him every step of the way. Let's see how this plays out. And away they go. Ryan about half the car, but Taylor closing that gap quickly. Wow, Taylor right there next to Ryan, surging forward, not making a major correction, keeping it dialed in, calm, cool, collective as they work their way into the touch and go. Wow, I mean, inches behind Ryan Acevedo is Taylor Ray, making their way around and into outer zone number 3. Taylor Ray definitely showing us what it means to be a chase driver. I mean, he really put on a show for us for sure.
That was incredible. I mean, Taylor Ray making even all the slightest adjustments that Ryan Acevedo was making. Here we go, going into the first outer zone as they initiate right here. You can see that Ryan was not as far out on the outer zone as he needed to be, but Taylor Ray is just still pulling up to him. Ryan Acevedo almost checking up, and Taylor Ray making the adjustment through there and just not letting go of Ryan throughout the rest of the track. So, I mean, I have my mind made up, but I'm not the judge, so I can't really, I don't make the decisions either. But I think I know where this is going.
Yep. Taylor Ray, as we said before, plenty of experience. You guys will find him a lot of times at Orlando Speed World, tandeming together, him and Ben Julian. Both good friends, both driving Miatas, both well set up. Actually, I will say they're almost single-handedly responsible of changing, at least my opinion, of the capabilities of that little Miata.
Yeah.
And rejuvenating interest, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
In regards to using the Miata as a platform for drifting.
And they're not stingy with their secrets, right? They are willing to, actually, they put on YouTube, so they openly share what they've done to their car. So that way, if you are looking to drift a Miata, you see these guys out there killing it like they are, you could set your car up just like theirs, and obviously it's a proven platform to come out on an event such as Klutch Kickers and win.
Yep. Big engine, little car.
Yep.
I had a Miata at one point.
I knew a big man with a little car, and his name was Jeff Abbott. Mr. Jeff Abbott drove a Miata in Formula Drift. He was another Miata. Actually, Thomas Miata currently drives Jeff Abbott's old Formula Drift car, and you see what he's doing. He's doing great things in it. And he's a pretty tall guy, so there's definitely room in there if you're a taller gentleman and you want to, or taller,
or wider.
Wider on that. Well, so Jeff was big up top. I'm big in the middle, so I don't know if that works. But
I had a Miata, and you could see.
Well, that's all I need to know. If you fit in a Miata, then anybody can fit in a Miata.
Exactly. So.
Anyways, the Miata, obviously a proven platform, and I just want to say that what's up, Mr. Jeff Abbott. Always a great guy. I love hanging out with him.
Yeah,
we actually did an interview with Mr. Jeff Abbott not too many moons ago. Yeah, actually a while ago. It's on our Drift Sessions YouTube page. If you guys want to check out some great interviews with Officer Dan Rocket, Dwayne Ramsey, Jeff Jones. Oh, looks like we have
You got Taylor Ray get the win.
Taylor Ray gets the win. But as I was saying, yeah, check out our Drift Sessions YouTube page. We have several interviews with several members of Klutch Kickers, as well as some other drivers and some great drivers to come.
Yep. Real quick, my friends called my Miata my little red sweater.
Your little red sweater?
Yeah, because I would wear it. It's just. Anyway, moving on into the next battle here. Reese Marine qualifying number 42 against Brandon Wicknick qualifying number 10.
Marin.
Reese Marin.
Marin. I'm sorry, the Hispanic.
You're not
in me
allowed to say his
comes out.
last name anymore.
Yeah,
just say Reese for now on.
We're gonna, yeah.
He's gonna punch you in the face. I know it. I can see it coming.
Can't help it. Sorry.
Yeah, well, he punches you in the face a couple times. You might be able to.
Yeah.
Anyhow,
Anyway.
Reese, old school drifter from way back in the day. He's been around the scene for almost since the beginning, I would say, at least in the States, where he really close with Chelsea Denofa. A lot of driving with him on and off track. It was great to catch up with him. Not too many rounds ago, we got to spend some time with him. I actually got to hang out with him a few weeks ago at the OKC, the America's Union event. And like I said, I want to shout out to Reese Marin for the gentleman that helps him out as well, helped me out and able to give me a part I needed to be able to qualify, which was great. So, but next up, we have Reese and Brandon Wicknick. So we'll see. This is going to be a good battle.
Yeah, Brandon in the Icon Motorsports S13. 1JZ powered, pretty much a street car that looks like a race car. Reese Marin, he's in his LS powered 350Z. Uh-oh.
I sort of car shut off.
Yeah, Reese stalled it there.
No, that's it. Oh, never mind.
And away they go. Brandon, wow. Mangian into the initiation right in front of Reese. Reese giving him just enough space to make that initiation. Reese staying right there with him as they come out of outer zone number 1. You see Brandon trying to run that 100-point qualifying run, but man, definitely Reese has some power because he's able to surge back into the pocket as they make their way into outer zone number 3. You can see Reese pouring on the pressure, trying to make Brandon make a mistake.
Absolutely. Reese, doing everything he can to keep up with Brandon there. You could see that he had the power and the grip to surge up to Brandon back and forth like that. Brandon just doing what he has to do as the lead driver, just running a good lead line, and that was allowing Reese to catch back up in certain places of the track. So we'll see what happens here as they turn it around, as Reese is going to be leading Brandon Wicknick.
Yep. Both seasoned drivers. Brandon in that 1.5 JZ powered 240 SX. Interesting Icon livery. It's definitely different. You don't see that too often. Wow, he looks like he's really excited. I see him shaking his head. I don't know if he's listening to music, but he looks really happy. You can see Brandon just dancing on the start line as he's getting ready to chase down Mr. Reese. Yeah, wonder what he's listening to. All right, Reese out the gate. Brandon almost right there with him as they initiate together almost simultaneously. They go around outer zone number 1. Reese trying to run that 100-point qualifying lead run. Brandon sticking right with him as they make their way into outer zone number 2. Reese keeping it nice and wide right in front of the judges. Into the final transition there. Brandon poking through the smoke as he makes his way into outer zone number 3. This will not be an easy one to judge. That is for sure.
For sure.
Reese representing Colombia.
Yeah, we saw how Brandon was keeping up with. Here we go with the drone footage, actually. We could see here initiating by the second standing cone, Reese Marin leading. Oh, going a little far inside there. Brandon Wicknick was expecting him to go out to the first outer zone, but did not. But here they go through the second outer zone. Brandon Wicknick keeping up, but you can see Reese Marin coming off the second outer zone early and staying a little inside to the third outer zone. But Brandon keeping up no matter where the lead driver goes. He's right there, and that's what the judges want to see from the chase driver.
Yeah, and you do see that sacrifice of line in order to gain that proximity. That's a delicate game to play as a chase driver because you know it could possibly affect your score negatively. And on such a tight battle like this, you're really hoping that the judges are going to ignore the fact that you cut the track. Obviously, I guess it depends on how much you cut the track in order to keep that proximity. But we'll see what the judges say when they deliberate this call.
I'm going to ask you guys something.
Please.
What smells worse, burnt oil or burnt clutch?
Burnt clutch.
Clutch.
It looks like we might have a decision.
Brandon Whitnick gets the win.
Brandon Whitnick
Brandnick.
is going to get the win.
I mean,
Wow.
Brandon, okay.
Oh, he's taking a selfie of himself at the line. Definitely excited. You see that? He's taking a little selfie of himself.
They're capturing the moment of
he's
victory.
Capturing the moment. They definitely no love lost there. Reese congratulating Brandon as he moves forward. Reese, stand-up driver. Like I said, he's been around for a while and he knows what to do with the car. Unfortunately, he's going to have to call it a day.
We got a big battle coming up. Qualifying in 15th place, Adam LZ
You hear them warming up.
versus qualifying number 18th place, Magic Mike Pollard. Guys, this is huge. Magic Mike with tons of style, lots of angle, but Adam LZ proving that he gets around this course very quickly and very precisely. So let's see what comes out of this. Of course, Adam LZ is in the 1JZ powered E36. Very nice looking car. And then, of course, Magic Mike in his 2JZ powered S14 with the S15 front end.
Well, it's going to be a good battle. I'm wondering if this is going to take the place of my all-time favorite battle here at Klutch Kickers, but we shall see. Adam, he's going to lead. Magic Mike Pollard, he's going to get chased. Magic Mike, known for his aggressive style. LZ, known to be very consistent as they make their way through the track. Mike trying to surge forward and get on the door of Adam LZ. Adam LZ putting down a smoke screen, slowing down a little bit as they make it into the touch and go. Mike Pollard right there with them. Adam pulling about a car on him as on Magic Mike as they make their way through outer zone 2. Magic Mike right there with them as they come out, as he pops out of the smoke into outer zone number 3. Wow. Excellent lead run, excellent chase run.
Yeah, so we can see that Adam LZ, I mean, putting on a clinic for the lead run here. Let's take a look at the replay here. We can see that he initiates by the first standing cone and putting up a little bit of a gap to Mike Pollard. Mike Pollard shallowing up on the line to catch up, and as he does, going here into the second outer zone, we see that Mike Pollard backs off a little bit, and Adam LZ just running the line that he needs to run. But here comes Magic Mike with the proximity through outer zone 3.
Magic Mike having to cut the track quite significantly. Let's see how they when they change position, what happens. Magic Mike has he's got a hill to climb to take out Adam LZ for sure. Magic Mike can do it. We know he can as he enters into the initiation. Whoa, Adam right on his door. Magic Mike trying to throw a lot of angle on entry, able to hold it together. Maybe not the best initiator, and taking out those 2 touch and go cones. Not going to be the greatest thing for the judges. You know, the judges are definitely going to frown upon that for sure. Adam will applying that pressure where he needs to. Magic Mike full throttle as he comes through outer zone number 3. Wow, I don't know. I think I just have to say LZ's lead run just seemed cleaner to me.
Yeah, it seemed cleaner, and on top of that, the adjustments he was making throughout his chase were pretty impressive. So as we can see, they initiate. Oh, okay.
He's asking for somebody to cool down his engine.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
The radiator.
Yeah. I think he gave the universal water sign with his fingers.
Yes, indeed. Like pump, pump, pump.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay, well, that's the end of the run right there. So, sorry, I missed out on the middle there. Got a little distracted.
Judges are going to deliberate as you got Adam LZ just finishing his run against Magic Mike Pollard. both excellent drivers. I love both cars. It's kind of hard to pick a favorite when you got these two guys going out there. I do enjoy watching Magic Mike drive. He has a lot of style, a lot of aggression, always throwing a lot of smoke, a lot of angle. So it's great to see him compete. It was a shame last couple rounds we didn't get to see him. He has some mechanical failures. It was good to see this time that he was able to keep the car together and put down a great performance for the spectators and those that are here live.
Adam LZ gets the win.
Oh, there you hear.
Okay.
Adam LZ.
Wow.
He's trying to cool it off.
Top 16.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
You have Johan there trying to make sure that the car is ready for the next battle.
There you go. Adam LZ is going to move into the top 16. Unfortunately, Mike Pollard not able to move on, but I'm sure he's happier to have lost than be taken out with a mechanical failure. It's always better to get defeated than have your car break down and not be able to compete.
All right, so our next battle is going to be qualifier number 34, Duarte Viana, in his E36.
We saw them practice against each other. They look pretty
and then
close.
And then qualifier number 2 is Rome Charpentier in his LS Powered E36. So E36 battle, 2 different engines.
2 total different setups.
Yeah, 2 totally different setups. But we're going to see what happens here between the battle of E36s. So.
Oh, yeah, this is the final battle for the top 32 portion of today's competition. And I also want to quickly remind you folks that when this is over, we're going to end the stream and we're going to switch over to the top 16 stream. That's already up, and you could quickly just bookmark it and jump on over there for when the top 16 round of competition commences.
Yep, so make sure you guys stay tuned. And like I said before, please follow along on the Klutch Kickers website. They have a live bracket. Oh, that's a spider. I don't like spiders.
Noel does.
No, I don't.
Yeah, that was a little distracting. That was a lime green spider. Not sure what that is, but
green or yellow?
I don't know. I'm slightly colorblind, so it could have been either one. All I know is a spider, and I don't like it. But like I was saying before, please follow along on the live bracket. Go to clutchkickers.com, and we are at the bottom of the right-hand bracket. We follow a left to right order. If you are just joining us, we start on the left side of the bracket. We work our way from the top to the bottom. Once we finish that left bracket, then we scoot over to the right bracket, and we start from the top and work our way down to the bottom. Yes, folks, that is the order. So if you're not sure if your favorite driver has driven yet, please check that.
We do have a update here. We have a protest, so most likely move to advertisement.
All right, looks like, we're going to have a protest, and here we go.
In that case, folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
$100,000 good series. These guys are competing today for $25,000 in cash prizes.
Okay, and we're back to round 3 of the Klutch Kickers $100,000 Drift Series here at Emerald Coast Dragway, and we're about to go for the final battle of the top 32 session.
Sponsored by Kensei Wheels. We are working on getting some information for the protest during that break, but it has been resolved, and as soon as we get some clear information, we will get it back to you shortly. But while we're waiting for that information, we have Mr. Rome Charpentier going versus Mr. Duarte. Rome being a number 2 qualifier will lead. We're just waiting for Duarte to make his way up here.
Okay. Yeah, we already got Rome on the line there waiting for Duarte to come up to the line. So as we wait for that.
Do you have any information, Paul, for the protest? Do you think we have time to share that?
It was an old battle. It wasn't even a recent battle, so I don't think it's
relevant.
It wasn't Magic Mike versus LZ. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there they go. Wow, Duarte starting a little further back, trying to get that. Whoa! I don't know. All really close for Rome. Almost tapped running into Duarte on that initiation. That was very close. I don't know if they made contact, but it is Duarte's responsibility as a chase driver to allow Rome to initiate the way he deems fit. And it definitely made a big difference on the proximity as we see Rome Charpentier make his way out of outer zone number 3. As we mentioned earlier, folks, that these cones, if you see right in front of the start, the drivers have to remain in their lane. The judges want the chase driver to stay a little behind, if possible, to allow that lead driver to make his initiation.
Yeah, so you can see right there that Rome cuts right in front of Duarte there to initiate. That's his style of initiation. He has all the right to do that, but then you can see that Duarte just falls way behind. Rome is just running the line he's supposed to on outer zone 2, going through outer zone 3, just running away with it.
Yep.
That was a very interesting way to start.
And quick, they're right back up the line, ready to go. Duarte really has to put a commanding lead run, but it's not going to be easy going against a well-experienced and very here as they work their way down the track. Duarte going to initiate. Rome diving right in on entry, almost surging into the door of Duarte as they make it out of outer zone number 1. Duarte switching back, taking down one of the touch-and-go cones. Rome right there with them, sticking to him as they come around outer zone number 2. Rome's going to try to apply some pressure at the end of the track and surge forward, and he sure does as they make their way through outer zone number 3.
Wow, I mean, you could see the definite difference in power and grip between these two drivers. Same chassis, but totally different response into the way to the inputs of the drivers. Here we go with the initiation, and initiating by the second standing cone. There is Rome making adjustments to Duarte, making his adjustments of his own. So we do already have a call.
Rome wins.
There you go. Rome Charpentier will advance on to the top 16. Duarte, unfortunately, we'll call it a weekend. Valiant effort on Duarte's part. I don't know how much of that loss was caused by the flick or the Manji entrance that Rome had when they went to the initiation.
Yeah, that was a very interesting way for Duarte to follow Rome, as he had a running start. He was coming in at least like 20 miles an hour already through the starting line.
Well, he had some ground he knew he had to make up for sure. But unfortunately, like I mentioned before, the judges they put these cones out here for a reason. I believe in previous rounds what was happening is the lead driver was.
Yeah.
We're gonna take a 5-minute break.
No, this is the end of the top 32 by Kansei Wheels.
Yes, indeed. So if folks remember, we got a top 16 live stream. Switch over to that.